Welcome back, my beautiful learners. Welcome in our second session, and at the end of this session, these are some of the things that you need to know. You must know the contributing factors and the intervention strategies to these lifestyle diseases. Secondly, you must know what are the support structures, what support is there for people living with lifestyle diseases. In our first session, when I was closing, I talked about factors that lead to or that contribute to lifestyle diseases. I've said they are unsafe sexual behavior, poor eating habits, substance abuse, tobacco use, lack of exercise. These are some of the factors that leads to lifestyle diseases. And in that table, you can see that I've made an example of each factor. For example, unsafe sexual behavior. An example is sex without condom or multiple sexual partners. And the risk is cervical cancer, STIs, HIV, and hepatitis B. Poor eating habits, an example is eating too much fat, not eating enough healthy food, and malnutrition. And the risk of poor eating habits is prostate cancer in men, TB, high blood pressure, heart problems, and the disease that I've mentioned earlier, scurvy, beriberi, and kwashiorkor. Regarding substance abuse as a factor, alcohol and drug abuse is an example. Abusing alcohol and drugs leads to the risk of prostate cancer in men. It leads to tuberculosis, heart problems, as well as high blood pressure. Tobacco use, for example, smoking or chewing tobacco or using snuff, they also lead to the conditions that I've just mentioned. Most importantly, lung cancer and bronchitis. Smoking affects your lungs badly. Lack of exercises, it has to do with not doing, an example is not doing enough cardiorespiratory and aerobic exercises. Cardiorespiratory, it has to do, the word cardio has to do with heart, and then respiratory, breathing, and aerobic exercises. So you must actually engage in exercises where you are going to breathe a lot and relax your muscles. And if you do not engage, the risk is high blood pressure, heart diseases, and blood circulation problem. These are some of the factors that contribute to lifestyle diseases. Now let us look at the intervention strategies. What strategies are there to combat or to reverse, to eliminate chances of lifestyle diseases? Intervention can take place at various levels. It can take place at global level, it can take place at national level, government doing something and different organizations doing something about it. It can take place by initiatives taken by our communities. It is also an individual initiative. So these are different levels where intervention can take place. We will shortly unpack what is it that the global community does to ensure that we reverse or we eliminate chances of lifestyle diseases. And what is it that government, what is it that communities can do? And what is it you as an individual can do to reverse the possibility of contracting these lifestyle diseases? In fact, the key strategies of dealing with lifestyle diseases, number one is prevention. Number two is control. Number three is early detection. Finally is screening. Prevention has to do with avoiding. It actually means you avoid situations that may lead to a lifestyle disease. For example, you avoid too much salt. You avoid making wrong decisions about your health. If you know that this condition, knowing the contributory factors will actually make you to be able to avoid the diseases or to avoid factors that can lead to a disease. So prevention has to do with avoiding things that can cause an illness. It has to do with abstaining. You abstain from sexual activity If you abstain, for example, from sexual activity, there is a lesser chance of, in fact, there is no chance of contracting HIV and STIs. You also have to adapt. Adapt, it means you change your eating habits, you change things. That has to do with prevention. As they normally say, prevention is better than cure. It's very important that you actually prevent a disease than to actually treat it. Prevention is better than cure. Another strategy employed by different stakeholders to deal with healthy lifestyle and lifestyle diseases is to control them. You control. You can actually control. You control when you manage or you do something practically to make sure you eliminate possibility of contracting a lifestyle disease. For example, you can control TB by opening windows to get fresh air, by changing the environment where you live. You can actually control the disease by helping and encouraging people living with TB to follow their treatment properly. You can control possibility of getting lifestyle disease like high blood pressure by eating well and by exercising regularly. So these are some of the things that are very important when we have to deal with reversing possibility of getting lifestyle disease. Another strategy is early detection. Early detection simply means that you need to get screened, you need to be examined by a doctor regularly. Women, especially young girls, are at a greater risk of cervical cancer than older women. So they need to do screening from time to time. There is a screen that is done at primary health care facilities, clinics, known as pap smear, to actually check the signs of or the symptoms of cervical cancer. So if any disease is detected quite early, it makes treatment quite easier, or it can actually be eliminated even before it surfaces. Screening is also one of the key strategies that should be used, or that is used. People should regularly go and screen for signs of high blood pressure. If you sweat a lot, you need to go to the primary health facility, go to the clinic, go to the doctor and check blood pressure. You need also to check and to screen blood sugar level. You also need to screen cholesterol level in your body. And most importantly, you also need to test for HIV, because once it is detected quite earlier, it becomes easy to manage it. You can live quite a very long time. So the key strategies are prevention, control, early detection, and screening. These are the most commonly used intervention strategies by governments, by individuals, by different organizations. There are programs that are in place to make sure that there is prevention, there is control, there is detection, early detection, as well as screening of lifestyle diseases. I will not go through everything on the table, but I just want to show you different levels. What is it that they are doing, or what is it that can be done as an intervention to deal with the problem of lifestyle diseases. Globally, there is an organization known as World Health Organization. It has outlined quite a number of strategies to prevent and to control communicable diseases. The World Health Organization is an arm of the United Nations. It actually binds different governments, different countries, so that they commit themselves to the strategies of prevention, to the strategy of control and screening of these lifestyle diseases. So all countries and governments that are aligned to World Health Organization, they must actually abide by the resolutions taken by the World Health Organization to ensure that we reverse or we eliminate possibility of these lifestyle diseases. They provide provisions for national and dietary guidelines for different countries. They also provide health literacy programs, education programs. What is it that can be done? In fact, educationally, schools are there to provide education. Not only schools, there are organizations that are running programs, health literacy programs. There are quite a number of strategies that are used to disseminate information related to health issues. So the World Health Organization is one such organization that really works hand in hand with the different governments to make sure that we live a healthy, balanced lifestyle, a lifestyle that is free of these communicable diseases. Things that can be done in your community, you need to be creative in this case, but I'm just going to give